Welcome to Season 19, aka the last season to be revealed in its entirety to the public. We've come so far. I'll talk more about what that means at the end, but right now, let's get into this. Season 19, Episode 1, The Reverse Lightning Team. NIGHTFIRE comes up with a brilliant new plan that definitely won't backfire on him. He goes back to the reverse world and picks up the reverses of Rose, Mandy, and Sydney to be a squad so they can all defeat the Lightning Speed team. These reverses are Violet, Olivia, and Ashley, aka two prostitutes and a murder child with a chainsaw. They all start arguing once they actually face down the Lightning Speed team, though, so they all lose. NIGHTFIRE says screw it and disbands the group immediately, but the reverse girls all just decide to go apply to the Villains League just to spite NIGHTFIRE. NIGHTFIRE then goes ballistic and kills all of them. Oops! NIGHTFIRE, however, has forgotten what happens to reverses when they die, and Violet, Olivia, and Ashley possess Rose, Mandy, and Sydney to come after NIGHTFIRE and kill him. Thankfully, Antaeus busts in, saves NIGHTFIRE's rear end, and recites the Deus Ex Machina spell to eject the reverse girls from their counterparts' bodies. Antaeus and NIGHTFIRE then go home. The end. Wow, this is dumb. Why did I write this? Episode 2, Mandy in Wonderland. Something Alice in Wonderland nonsense masquerading as Mandy character development or something dumb like that. Mandy has an existential crisis in the woods before tripping into a ravine and falling into Wonderland with analogs of people she knows playing the characters of Alice in Wonderland. This culminates in her meeting Jake and Rose, now the Mad Hatter and the March Hare, and them leading Mandy to the castle of the Queen of Hearts. Apparently Jake also has an appointment with the Queen of Hearts. What a coincidence. When they get to the castle, Jake leaves Mandy and Rose behind, and Rose tells Mandy that Jake has been condemned to death by the Queen of Hearts. Mandy confronts the Queen, but something Mandy has a revelation about herself that makes zero sense, something like she shouldn't want to quit the team because Jake made a few mistakes a few times, even though why is this a thought that's even being had right now, before the Queen shoves Mandy off a balcony. When she lands, she's back in the real world and the dream is over. Yippee! Pointless episode. My favorite. Episode 3, NIGHTFIRE the Jailbird. Okay, so you are going to need to follow me super close on this one, because this all goes to crap really fast. So NIGHTFIRE stumbles upon Jake in the woods one day and sees the chance for an ambush. Before he can actually ambush, though, he's ambushed himself and pulled into the bushes. New challenger approaching! Meet the fourth of the 7 Jakes, Pirellis the Fawn, Antaeus' reverse and also the chief of the Reverse World Police. I hope you remember him from when I briefly brought him up in the Season 3 finale, because he's back now! Apparently, NIGHTFIRE broke the law by leaving the reverse world, so Pirellis carts him off to reverse jail. 3 days later, Antaeus starts wondering where the heck NIGHTFIRE is, so he gathers a search party, which ends up being just Goopy and Greevil, an interesting reference to an older episode indeed, and goes out looking for him. Soon, though, he stumbles upon NIGHTFIRE, who has just stumbled back out of the reverse world after escaping from prison, but Pirellis and a bunch of other reverse cops show up immediately and arrest NIGHTFIRE again, and also Antaeus for trying to help NIGHTFIRE escape. Sometime after that, which included a stupidly awful escape attempt somewhere in the middle, NIGHTFIRE overhears that Pirellis is planning to have him put into a suspended animation chamber. That is when NIGHTFIRE declares that it is time to unleash his ultimate plan, which he refers to simply as the Thingy. The Thingy ends up being just as bafflingly stupid as it sounds. NIGHTFIRE meditates for a while, then somehow, someway, channels Jake into his body. This is some kind of weird reverse technique that makes no sense, and I hate it. NIGHTFIRE then tells Jake that the two of them need to sync themselves up to achieve one mind to double their inherent superpower so NIGHTFIRE and Antaeus can escape. They struggle with this for a while before they finally do it and they escape and go home because I guess Pirellis is done now. Yay! Episode 4, The Reverse EATER'S Finale. Scylla comes to Jake in a dream and takes him into his memories, portrayed by a sprawling forest. There's a part of the forest filled with foreign-looking trees that's burning, though. Scylla explains that, big oops, NIGHTFIRE and Jake combining did a bad thing to NIGHTFIRE's brain, which is also funneling over into Jake's brain, so NIGHTFIRE is rapidly forgetting everything about himself, and soon Jake will too. Conveniently, Scylla was also able to enter Antaeus' dreams to warn him about this too. Check back in later to figure out why this makes absolutely zero sense. Jake, determined to stop this bad thing that's happening, sets off for the Villains League, but gets ambushed by Ashley on the way there. Why Ashley? I don't know. Before Ashley can actually do anything, though, she gets stabbed through the chest by a black tentacle, which rips out her soul and slithers away. Jake rushes to NIGHTFIRE's house and finds that, by this point, NIGHTFIRE is super messed up and Antaeus is blaming Jake for it. Jake asks NIGHTFIRE to take them to the reverse world, which is pretty much the one thing NIGHTFIRE can still do despite barely being able to walk on his own. When they get to the reverse world portal, Pirellis stumbles out, also having had his soul ripped from his body, and he falls to the ground in front of them. Another black tentacle shoots out from the portal and impales NIGHTFIRE before the culprit finally reveals herself. It's Nyla. Remember Nyla? She died in Season 3, then reappeared for like 5 seconds in Season 12 before dying again. Yeah, she's back again, and she's stealing people's souls. Also, NIAS and Nyla reveal that they know each other. They met years ago, and Nyla told NIAS that she wanted to escape the reverse world and essentially kill everyone, and asked him to team up with her, but NIAS refused. When Nyla actually did leave, though, NIAS was like, oh crap, better follow her to make sure she doesn't kill everyone, except this ends up getting him arrested by Pirellis. It was the first time NIAS broke out that he found himself in the position he ended up in for his first real appearance in the series in Season 13. It's also revealed that Nyla is a mutated monstrosity that feeds on reverse souls. That's fun. Anyway, after that, it's finally time for Scylla to descend from the heavens and obliterate Nyla's entire existence before she can actually do anything of note again. Scylla then gives everyone their souls back and returns NIAS' memories before going back to heaven. Gee, thanks for the Deus Ex Machina, Scylla! That night, Scylla reappears in Jake's dream and tells him this is the last time she'll be able to speak to him because she used the last of her power to annihilate Nyla and give everyone back the souls she stole from them and all that. So she says goodbye and disappears. Scylla is officially gone again. Bye, Scylla! She's coming back again. Just wait. Episode 5, NIGHTFIRE. I knew I'd get here eventually. I just need to breathe. Everything's fine. This is okay. I've prepared for this. Someone liberate me from this miserable existence. This episode begins with Antius waking up one morning only to quickly find out that Emilio broke into his house fully intending to kill him. Hello again, Emilio. How are you doing after having not done anything relevant since season hecking 8? Apparently, Emilio is here to, quote, settle wrongs that have been made against him from his childhood and destroy Antius to avenge his family, or something nonsensical like that. Antius tries to get away, but Emilio corners him and slashes him with his sword. Then, suddenly from out of nowhere, Emilio's wife appears, begging Emilio to spare Antius because Antius never did anything to him, except, well, attack his friends and kill his mother on one occasion. Come to think of it, why did Emilio never react to his mother's reappearance either of the times she reappeared? I know Jake is the main character and everything, but Jake's not mother was literally Emilio's real mother. Like, what the heck? Anyway, Annette tries to defend Antius from the supposedly unjust attack with this amazing comeback. He's a villain! What do you expect? Smooth one, me. Freaking stupid. So Emilio and Annette argue for a while longer before Antius figures out he's bleeding black blood. This revelation startles him so badly that he goes ballistic and kills Annette before realizing what he's done and running away. I can only guess that this was because Emilio's sword has some kind of mystical power to cause demons to go berserk when it cuts them. Wow, golly, spoiler! Later, NIAS heads by Antius' house to try to find him, but realizes that he's gone and finds Annette's blood all over the floor, although he definitely doesn't know whose blood it is. He then goes try to find Dahlia, but she's also missing. You know what? We're not talking about Dahlia in this episode. I'm not bringing that up. What happens with Dahlia has absolutely zero bearing on the big picture of this series, so I'm just straight up not going to talk about it. Those of you that know what happens with Dahlia can take that to your graves and never bring it up. We're moving on. We get a quick bit of Antius angsting in the forest before we cut back to NIAS, who has gone out looking for Antius. He finds Dahlia being threatened by Emilio and rescues her. Then Jake arrives, wondering what the heck is going on. Emilio warns Jake not to get in his way, but Jake is determined to prevent Emilio from hurting NIAS and Dahlia, so they fight. NIAS tries to get Dahlia out of there, but a newly appeared someone stops him in his tracks, and he ends up getting grabbed by Emilio. Before Emilio can do anything, though, he gets attacked by Antius, who has now gone full-on demon mode. Spoiler alert, Antius is a demon! Wow! Sound the alarm! Everyone is shocked by Antius' new demon form, and Emilio and Jake try to fight him off, only to figure out he's too strong for them, or something contrived like that. Emilio then tells Jake to take NIAS and Dahlia and get out of there, to which Jake strongly objects, before Emilio finally talks him into leaving, although Jake probably could have stayed and everything would have been fine, because immediately after Jake, NIAS, and Dahlia leave, Antius kills Emilio. Rest in peace, Emilio. He doesn't come back, unfortunately. This is when Rose appears, asking what the heck is going on. They explain, then they all plan to take on Antius together, only for Antius to reappear at that very moment. Wow, convenient! Antius is a cynical heckwad now, and he pulls out a certain glass black pendant that you may or may not remember from a certain Season 1 finale. It's the stupid Dark Evil again. You know why? Because the Dark Evil is Antius' father. End me. So Rose and Dahlia get the heck out, and Antius unleashes the Dark Evil. The Dark Evil and Antaeus talk for a bit before Antaeus reveals that he is, in fact, a demon. He's a demon of wrath. Yes, demons are divided up by the 7 deadly sins in his universe. And he was sent to Ilya years ago to spread wrath because blah blah, his father is the leader of wrath and Antaeus says he doesn't have emotions anymore. Also, his name is NIGHTFIRE now. Okay. After that, the Dark Evil fights Jake, asks how Timothy is doing, which, haha, Timothy's dead in case you don't remember, and then knocks Jake out with a special demon pain-inflicting spell or something before yeeting him into the woods because I guess he doesn't care anymore. After that, he tells Antaeus to fight NIGHTFIRE. They start arguing for 5 ever before NIGHTFIRE realizes Antaeus' goal is to make him mad, so he stops arguing and finally starts fighting. That works about as well as you'd think fist fighting a demon would work out. So Antaeus beats up NIGHTFIRE, then NIGHTFIRE goes back to trying to argue because that worked so well the first time, except that he's actually able to get under Antaeus' skin this time. That was easy. NIGHTFIRE starts going on about how humans have something demons don't, and that something is called love, and Antaeus had love once, but he revoked it to be a demon, and Antaeus will always be NIGHTFIRE's friend, though, because blah blah sappy nonsense. Finally, Antaeus decides he's had enough and beats NIGHTFIRE within an inch of his life before also using the demon Hurdy spell and knocking NIGHTFIRE out. After that, though, Antaeus decides, yeah, no, I actually don't want to kill him, but his father's like, kill him. So they argue for a bit before Antaeus realizes that he wants to be a human more than he wants to be a demon, because his father doesn't love him or something like that, so he fights his father to protect NIGHTFIRE. Then the Dark Evil uses his magic demon laser beam to try to kill NIGHTFIRE, but Antaeus jumps in the way of it right as he summons a crap ton of lightning to kill his father. NIGHTFIRE wakes up sometime after this, finding Antaeus just barely alive with a gaping hole through his chest from his father demon lasering him. NIGHTFIRE begs Antaeus not to die, but Antaeus apologizes before he drops dead. His body disintegrates and he turns into a black glass pendant just like his father. NIGHTFIRE takes the pendant back to the Villains League with him. Dahlia cries and NIGHTFIRE does the whole talking to the dead person to ask why they died thing before the episode ends. Honestly, this episode didn't have the worst ideas, save for the one that I refused to speak of, and it definitely tried to have an interesting conflict between NIGHTFIRE and Antaeus, but it bogged itself down with extra nonsense that didn't matter, and the dialogue was downright awful, because once again, younger me couldn't write for crap. Also, Antaeus acted horrifically out of character, and it's really cringy to read. It sucks. Anyway, Antaeus is a demon now. And also dead, although you can bet your biscuits that doesn't last long. In fact, he's back before you know it. Nice death, Antaeus. Episode 6, The Reality Medallion. Guess what? I'm not talking about this episode. This will be one of 2 instances where I'll be opting not to talk about an episode because it's honestly disgusting to me that this episode exists. And those of you that know why can, again, take it to your graves because I'm not talking about this episode. But this is also the episode where Antaeus returns to life because of Dahlia's wishing and the pendant breaking. So there's that. I told you that death wouldn't last long. Anyway, we're moving on. This was the second to last episode of Lightning Speed 1 that was ever made public. The only other episode to see the light of day after this was an episode from a much later season that we'll be getting back to later. On the summary for the 6th episode, which went up in December of 2013, although the actual series was far past season 19 by that point, I was rather slow with the summaries. I announced that I'd be switching up the format for Lightning Speed going forward, which only ended up applying to that one episode I posted further down the line, and that I'd be taking down seasons 1 through 5 for then unexplained reasons. That happened. Then, in February of 2014, I finally revealed the reason why I had taken down seasons 1 through 5. I wanted to rework Lightning Speed in hopes of having it published. Just saying that now makes me want to hurl. In that same announcement, I also toyed with the possibility of taking down every Lightning Speed story I had posted at that point and keeping all major story information on lockdown. Thankfully, that never actually happened and everything stayed the way it was. Also in that announcement, I stated that I had reached season 40. So yeah, you can get a picture of how things flowed around that time. Come September, I got a little wiser. We'll talk more about September when it's more relevant to, but at that point I had thrown getting published out the window and just decided to put seasons 1 through 5 back up. At this point, everything is still there, save for the episode I just refused to talk about, so the archive still exists. Anyway, since like every season after a certain point only had 6 episodes, I suppose we're moving right along into Episode 7. Wait, what? Hey, it's in Episode 7! This one was actually never posted, believe it or not. Despite being part of Season 19, I guess I figured that this was technically part of the arc that begins in Season 20, so I left it out at the time and then forgot about it. You see, Season 19 was a big victim of restructuring. Originally, Season 18's finale didn't include the infiltration of the Justice League headquarters, so Season 19 was the team on the run after Leon revealed himself to be Jake, which I deemed to be stupid, so I cut things back and yeeted quite a few episodes that were the dumbest things in existence. Originally, episodes 1 and 3 of the current Season 19 were part of this arc, before being moved into the current Season 19 and something and ended up having 7 episodes. Even I didn't remember that was a thing until I found the Season 19 Episode 7 summary by complete accident, literally as I'm writing this part of the script. Since this one's running a bit long, though, we'll start with this lost episode next time, then move into Season 20. See you later!